In this lesson, we're going to learn the coracobrachialis. And let's go ahead and rewind like that. Okay, so we can see where the attachments are going to be. It's going to be on the arm here and on the scapula, right? So on the, we'll call this the medial side, 'cause remember this is the side that will go up to the pinky, the ulna, and the other side is the radius. And from this side, this will be the medial side, this is the outside, right? So just got to keep in mind, like, where's the outside, the inside of the arm. So it attaches on the inside of the arm, which is really the only time you ever see this muscle is when someone raises their arms. But it's still good to know because it's a good landmark when you're ever going to draw that particular angle. There's the connection points. There's the shape of the arm, the shape of the muscle. Now, oftentimes in skinnier people, especially females, it almost looks just like a tendon, whereas in men it can get quite bulky and look pretty large. And just searching, let's say bicep flex on Google, you should be able to get a lot of images that will show you. Right, so there's the tendon. So it has a lot of tendon to this muscle. The bulky part is in the middle. And you can really, like I said, only see it when the arm is raised like this, which is why I'm drawing it only from this section here. But let's go ahead and look at a couple examples. First off, if you want to know where it is on Biodigital Human, we can go here, like this. Here, it might be hard to see because this doesn't let you raise the arm. Right, so you can see how it connects there to the same part where the bicep goes, to this part of the scapula, and then to the inside here of the arm, inside of the medial side of the humerus bone, about halfway down. Right, so that's where you'll see the muscle. I'm not sure why it's geeking out on the screen. What if I go like that? No, it's still doing it. I have no idea. It doesn't do that on my other screen, but it's doing it on this one for some reason. Let's look at some photos. So again, this is just a Google search, so I don't own any rights to these images, but anyone can do this Google search. You can see on her, you can see the clear definition right here of the coracobrachialis. So you can see the bicep here. In fact, let's go ahead and make this image bigger. Actually, an easier way to do this is right-clicking on it and go to Open Image in a new tab. That's all we need is the image. You can see who it's owned by there. Let's go and do a screen draw. And you can see the bicep. Well, first off, you can see the deltoid. You can see the bicep. Then you can see the coracobrachialis right here. Right? And then you can see might even be able to see a little bit of the brachialis there. Then you have the triceps. Right? So those are the muscle divisions. Over here, you can see the coracobrachialis right here. Boom, like that. So it creates this nice divide. And you can see, so first you have the biceps, and the biceps overlap the coracobrachialis, and the deltoid also overlaps it, right? Because it goes underneath the deltoid and goes underneath the bicep. So you're just seeing part of the bulkiness right there. So it comes out. Just remember, that overlaps, that overlaps, that overlaps like that. And then finally, the teres major and the latissimus dorsi overlap the triceps from this angle, which you can see right here as well. Bam, it cuts off, and see the tricep actually goes behind this, and this part attaches to the underside of the scapula from the back side of the body. So a couple more examples real quick though. So down here, there was another one, looked this one. Yeah, so right here you can see it almost looks like a tendon. You see that? So let's go ahead and open this in a new tab. It doesn't get any bigger than that, but you can see right here, it looks like a tendon right here. Nice thin tendon, but you can see that very clearly defined. That separates the bicep, from the tricep from this underside view. And then here's a nice bulky version. Right, you can really see and you could see that his tendon here is a little bit shorter. Sometimes it can be shorter than this, but see how the bulkiness of the bicep doesn't come out very far? Some guys, the bulkiness of the bicep will come out farther over here, but here you can see that tendon of his bicep is a lot shorter, so the bulkiness is right here. And you can see how the bulkiness is going under the deltoid. It's almost kind of pushing up the deltoid as it's going underneath it. But you can see the brachialis right there, or not the brachialis, the coracobrachialis right here. It's a very big and bulky on guys that work out a lot. With females, it tends to be thinner for the most part, even when they get bigger and bulkier, like when they work out a lot. Right, so that's that muscle we're looking at there. Now, sometimes when the arm is raised up even more, if you'll ever see maybe I can show an example of this. I thought I had an example, but if you ever see like an extra thing here that kind of looks like it's going down this way, that's actually a bundle of veins, and sometimes you can see that, and sometimes it'll blend right into the coracobrachialis. So just know that the brachialis or the coracobrachialis goes in this way, right, towards this way. If the bump is angled anywhere different than that, you're looking at a different shape, but it's still one that is you can add in there, and it's good to have. But if you see it on the photo, you can draw it. Just know that it's a different bundle of stuff. It's not muscles. It's a tissue, very very like tendinous like tissue wrapped around some veins and nerves and stuff. Okay. Here's a quick example where you can actually see that on a female, the coracobrachialis is actually pretty built up right here. But typically that's not the case. As you can see here, she's really built, but notice her coracobrachialis is quite flat and thin. Looks more like a tendon. Same here. Somewhere in the middle. As you can see, I'm just trying to show you, scrolling down, see if you can start to spot that very clear, define right here, very tendinous right here. So it's a really cool shape. It looks nice when the arm's raised and whenever you're having them show the underside of the arm like that. So Arnold's son. All right, that's it for this lesson.